Okay, we are gonna start with this one, Tending to the Concrete Garden. This is a new fic. Like this was released. This was started today. So I'm actually pretty curious. And it looks like this is this person's first fic on AO3 at least. So this might be good. Well, it's whole tea party. I assume this is tagged because it's only 1,000 words. So I assume they just tag any character that shows up. I assume this is shaping to be Mika Sayori. Or just Mika Squad. But following the events of the Eden Treaty, the Makeup Work Club. Oh, the whole Makeup Work Club? Okay, maybe Makeup Work Club X Mika X Squad. Anyway, following the events of the Eden Treaty, the Makeup Work Club resumes its activities with Sensei and its eccentric group of delinquent students. All is well with the return of their ordinary lives, but no matter how much everything appears to be normal, Azusa can't shake off her uneasiness about her former Arius Squad member's safety and the future of Arius District. I don't think Arius District has a future, but let's see where this goes. She does not have much time to dwell on her anxieties, though. Another makeup exam sucks, is right around the corner, and there's a new addition to their club. Mika, the former Tea Party member turned traitor of Trinity. With Nagisa's watchful eye over them once more, can they all pass their makeup exams yet again with their newest member? At least this time, there seems to be no ill intention with the task they have been assigned. Or is there? Interesting! Oh, this chapter's not done! Oh, gee. Okay. Mika into the Tea Party. Okay, so... Interesting. So, Mika cannot resume as a Tea Party leader, but she's thrown with the Makeup Work Club, so Nagisa can watch over them all. I thought, okay, at the end of Eden Treaty, Makeup Work Club, all four of them do land back into the Makeup Work Club, just because they're all dumb, but would Mika actually be smart, or is she rock solid stupid? Well, I don't think nepotism, etc., etc., is the only reason why she got into the Tea Party. I'm pretty sure she knows a thing or two. She's really bad with politics, but as for education, I think she'd be fine. Like, if she's, like, rich girl group with Nagisa, she would at least know a thing or two. Let's just read this. Alright, work in progress. Chapter 1, The Diligent Flower. For the longest time, the walk to the Makeup Work Club room was suspiciously serene to Shirasu Azusa. Before infiltrating Trinity, her days at the Arius District had trained her to always be prepared, to always look over her shoulder. That's why even on a bright sunny day like this, she couldn't help but keep her guard up. In fact, it was because she was walking alone that she had to be more wary. Even if the situation would never call for it, she was ready to equip the gun slung on her back into her hands and duck to the nearest cover in a flash. With thoughts like thugs could jump out of the bush over there, or this looks like a place where a bomb could be hidden, the person who would hide it is most likely her. Constantly on her mind, it was no wonder she was always so cautious. However, those lines of thought were more the reality of Gehenna's daily ongoings and Trinity's. What was necessary in Arius was seen as unnecessary within here. Her fellow makeup club members instead found her wariness to be eccentric, almost charming even. It concerned her that the level of spatial awareness in her daily conduct was too low. That concern was especially so for Koharu, a member of the JTF. When Azusa had met her during her morning commute from her dorm one time, she decided to pose a hypothetical to her, but her responses was a frantic, "What are you talking about? Those in the bushes over there? That's impossible! Death penalty!" It made her reconsider how the Justice Task Force managed to keep order in Trinity when such a proud and model member... proud? Yes. Model? No. I like Koharu. I love Koharu. I think Koharu is really hardworking. But model of the Just Task Force? No. If you're gonna pick a model for the JTF, like, in terms of representing the best of JTF, Ichika is your poster girl. Tsurugi. Tsurugi's the backbone of the strength behind JTF. Hasumi's more like the sophisticated, except for when she's beefing with Gehenna. And then Mashrio's just chilling. Anyway, though in retrospect, the fact that Koharu dismissed the idea immediately answered Azusa's question. The impossibility of thugs being in the area was proof of how the JTF kept Trinity safe. Or maybe it was a combination of the effort put in by the Tea Party, Sisterhood, and JTF. Speaking of which, she noticed an indescribable change to the atmosphere in Trinity between the organizations after the Eden Treaty debacle. It wasn't a bad change per se, just something different that she couldn't put her finger on. Perhaps that also contributed to Koharu's assured safety within Trinity. Either way, it didn't change how she would conduct herself. There was still a strange comfort in her old ways that she couldn't quite abandon yet. Even with all the pain she endured back then, it reminded her of the pleasant memories spent with Sayori and the others back in Arius. Alright, what's my Azusa voice? Just very low. Vanitas vanitatum. It's Omnia Vanitas. I know what her voice is supposed to sound like, but I can't do that voice. She unconsciously mouthed the words ingrained into her as she continued her march to the club room. When she reached the club building, she carefully opened the large cathedral arch door in front of her and gently closed it behind her with a resounding thud. With each step she took inside, the halls loudly echoed back, as if it was purposely emphasizing how large and empty the place was. While it may have been off-putting to the rest of the Makeup Work Club who preferred the company of each other to liven up the place, this was yet another strange comfort for Azusa. It reminded her of the hollowed-out Arius buildings that she took her lessons in and wandered about in her spare time. Finally, she arrived to the door to the club room, but noticed it was already half opened. She found it strange. She was usually the first one there. Carefully, she crouched down against the door with her hand at the ready. The muffled voices from inside reached her ears. This is Nagisa. I look forward to your cooperation once again. I really can't thank you enough. Or Seiya. No, it's Nagisa. It was a dainty voice, one she had heard before. An unpleasant one in her mind, but familiar nonetheless. She sighed a breath of relief and stood up again. But what was she doing here? Alright, what's my sensei voice for this one? If I can help my students, that's all I need. Though it would be nice if you could have a talk with her yourself soon. I'm sure she's dying to talk to you too. Well, there was a long pause. I'll see what I can do. I do have a busy schedule after all. Have a good day, Sensei. You too. Footsteps approached the door before swinging open. It was in fact who she had suspected, Kirifuji Nagisa of the tea party. She had a whirlpool of mixed feelings about her. Anxiety, gratitude, anger, sympathy. She owed her current fortunate circumstances to her, but at the same time, it was those same circumstances that caused so much to happen to the Makeup Work Club. Some unforgivable, even. Nagisa had a momentary look of surprise before recomposing herself with the clearing of her throat. Ah, Shirasu-san, was it? Good day to you. Hello, Azusa answered in return. Did you just arrive here for remedial lessons? It's rather early, isn't it? Yes, I usually arrive 1 hour before class begins. My, how diligent. It seems like a genuine compliment. Thank you. Oh, that's right. I have yet to thank you in regards to the events of the Eden Treaty. How long has it been? A day? Damn, not... Whatever. She clasped her hands together with a smile so pure of ulterior motive. Ajitani-san has told me all about it. She would not call Hifumi that. My fufu has told me all about it. You have my sincerest gratitude. I broke a voice when I said that too. Jeez. As in Ajitani Hifumi? No! As in Ajitani Azusa, because you guys are gonna get married. That would be correct. If she recalled correctly, Hifumi had mentioned that she and Nagisa had been childhood friends. That's a new detail. That's not canon, right? I see. Azusa warmly smiled. But as soon as she was growing comfortable with the conversation, Nagisa's eyes darkened. But I must say, that does not absolve you of eavesdropping on my conversation with Sensei just now. It's a bad habit, you know? Sorry, I didn't mean to. Perhaps I should interrogate you. Don't say that, Nagisa. It was my fault that I left the door open. Sensei loudly interjected from across the club room. No one's here around this time, so I'm pretty sure she was just checking if anything was alright. You couldn't help but be curious, right, Azusa? A scowl crept up on Nagisa's face, but Sensei clasped their hands together and armed... Oh, it's there. Well, could have been a chick too, but... Sensei clasped their hands together and armed themselves with a silly wink. Can you just forgive her just this once? Please? Well, I don't know if she's in the clear to be forgiving others, but she looked like she was about to explode. Right before she could let words of protest loose through, she instead pinched the bridge of her nose and let out a defeated sigh, as if she just remembered something. Fine, but only because you said so. Yay! Ha 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 ha. Why am I giving them this stupid laugh? I'm sure this sensei is really nice. Don't push your luck, Sensei. She retorted back. You are forgiven. I hope you continue to take your studies seriously. Have a good day. And with that, she walked off with a huff in her step as echoed through the halls. Azusa was sure Sensei's antics would have set her off, but it had the opposite effect. Was there something she missed? Sorry about that, Azusa. Sensei spoke up again. They were reorganizing documents they had laid out on their table, which she presumed was the material of today's lesson. That Zara Nagisa is still trying to one-up everyone. Can you forgive her for now? The words felt strange. For now? She echoed back. They nodded their head. Nagisa is trying to become a better person right now. She feels really sorry for all the trouble she's caused, you know? Until she could loosen up and be a student of Trinity and not the host of the tea party, I hope that you could be patient with her. Azusa didn't completely understand what Sensei meant, but she knew at least Nagisa was trying to change. That much she could empathize with. Okay, so we don't get the part where we see Mika joining the tea party, which was most likely, if not definitely, the topic of their conversation. I cue this? I did. Okay. Now, okay, I'm going to finish reading the finished chapter. It's not finished, is it? Actually, don't know. I just gotta find where I left off. It gets cut off here. Okay. Okay. Thanks, Azusa. Sensei continued their prep by writing today's date on the chalkboard behind their desk. I know I'm asking a lot from you, considering... Oh, hey. Oh, wait, I forgot I voiced these characters. What is this guy's voice? It's like... Thanks, Azusa. Sensei continued their prep by writing today's date on the chalkboard behind the desk. No, I'm asking a lot from you. Ha ha ha. Considering yours and her circumstances, so let me know if it's too much. Too much? What is? The statement confused her. Forgiving her for now wasn't a hard task. Once again, it felt like they were speaking in riddles. The chalk in their hand stopped for a moment. Oh, it's fine then. In any case, do you have any questions before today's lesson? It has been a long time since our last class. Is there anything you'd like to review? You usually barrage me with questions around this time anyway. I'll get started. First off... Most of her questions usually revolved around the readings or writing assignments that Sensei had assigned the Makeup Work Club before. She still had trouble understanding things like the feelings or motivations of a character within stories. Compared to her first day, though, it was a massive improvement, in no small part because of the new friends she had made. She was at the very least able to empathize with the characters that were bounded by the words used to describe them. She just needed Sensei to nudge her along down the right line of thought. With each question she asked, Sensei would think long and hard about them before answering genuinely as if it was the first time she had ever asked, even if she knew it wasn't. As their back and forth continued, the other members of the Makeup Work Club filed in. The first was Hifumi. She arrived 30 minutes after Azusa. Good morning. Oh, shit. Hifumi voice. Good morning! Wait, no, that's so close to the Koharu voice. Good morning! It was her usual greeting. Her Puro backpack swayed adorably as she sat down in front of her. Azusa's eyes couldn't help but be gravitated toward it like always. Good morning, Hifumi. You two are really going at it, huh? Ha ha ha, we're doing our best as usual, Sensei responded. Feel free to join in if you have any questions too. Oh, actually I do have a few. At their suggestion, Hifumi would also ask a question or two. Most of hers were very general and broad, asking to clarify topics they covered rather than any particular assignments. Even when they weren't answering Hifumi's questions, she would still actively participate in their discussion and diligently jot down notes. That earnest effort invigorated Azusa to finish asking the rest of her questions and approach them with the same amount of thought as the first one she asked Sensei at the beginning. Next was Hanako, 25 minutes after Hifumi. By now, Sensei had finished answering questions and was putting the last touches for today's preparations. Azusa and Hifumi, on the other hand, were engaged in conversation about the latest Puro and Momo Friends goods. Hanako, right? My, good morning, everyone. She sat to Azusa's right, took a glance at the itinerary on the chalkboard, and immediately began talking before the other two could respond. You wouldn't believe the ordeal Sakurako put me through last night. To think she would send me to the library committee to help verify the coordinates of a missing relic. We nearly went at it until dawn, and I lost so much beauty sleep because of it. A missing relic, huh? Hifumi began thinking. That sounds pretty important, though. I wonder what it is. Azusa nodded in agreement. That does sound very important. Well, yes, I agree too. Is that a different voice? Whatever. Hanako added one more stone to the metaphorical pile Hifumi and Azusa started. But that's besides the point. I shudder at the thought of a wrinkle appearing any day now with the amount of things she's putting me through. Honestly, Big Sister is reaching her limit. What should I do? How about asking Sakurako to reduce the amount of work given to you? Sensei suggested. You're resuming Makeup Work Club activities now, right? She can't force you to do so much that it interferes with your actual club activities. You expect someone like her to listen to reason? If I told her to jump, she's the type to ask, how high? And no height would be unreasonable, even though it's supposed to be the other way around. I wish the General Student Council would give me a height limit. They expect me to jump to the moon quite regularly. Personally speaking, if... Dude, what kind of voice is this? Her voice keeps changing. Personally speaking, if there was a role reversal like that, I wouldn't mind how high I was told to jump. It sounds kind of exhilarating, being told to jump by someone under you. It's not all that exhilarating when you're jumping in the middle of your third all-nighter of the week. At that point, it doesn't matter who's telling you to jump. No ha ha ha. Is that so? Wait, maybe it is possible to tell the jump then? You and Sakurako are the same type to say how high, after all, and you're both so easily pushed around. Yes, with the right conditions, everything would go without a hitch. Just a little pressure here and there, and it would be a great way to relieve some stress. That could work. Thank you, Sensei. Glad I could help. Not sure I like the rest of what you just said, though. Don't cause too much trouble to Sakurako. Oh, you worry too much. A bit stunned, Hifumi turned to Azusa. Did that make any sense to you? Not at all.
Their entire exchange left Azusa confused. Perhaps it was because Hanako was much smarter than the rest of them, but she would also sometimes speak in the same riddles as Sensei. In that way, they were quite similar. Her intellect was probably what also gave her the ability to put Sensei on the back foot in dialogue. At least, it wasn't something she had seen any other student do before. Yes, that must have been it. Their conversation must have been too high level for her to understand. She had much left to learn. Suddenly, the clubroom's door slammed open. A small figure with even tinier wings fluttering about entered the fray, heaving in and out and clutching their chests. Did I make it? And there's the piece de resistance, Hanako winked. And finally, Koharu came with a few seconds left to spare.
Just in time, Koharu. Did Hifumi catch you on your way again?
I wasn't caught doing anything, she exclaimed while shuffling her way to her seat. What are you saying?
Sensei shrugged. It was just a hunch. If it didn't happen, it didn't happen.
She snorted with annoyance and plopped down in her seat in front of Hanako. Good morning, everyone. Oh, fuck, I ruined her. Good morning. Good morning to you too, Hanako. Good morning, Koharu. Wait, Hanako! Good morning to you too, Koharu. Good morning, Koharu. Did you spend too much time in bed this morning? Why do you have to say good morning in such a weird way? The death penalty to you. I don't think there's anything weird in what I said. I just asked if you overslept. Her face burst bright red. Forget it! Hanako snickered in response.
Glad to see everyone still in high spirits, Sensei grinned. Before we get started with today's class, there's a few things I'd like to say first.
Everyone's attention turned toward the front of the room.
First off, it's great to see everyone again. I'm glad that you all came out okay from the events of last month. I know there was a lot to take in, so feel free to confide with me anytime. I'll be here to talk.
For some reason, Azusa felt like Sensei was looking straight at her when they said that.
Secondly, Sensei continued, we actually are resuming the Makeup Work Club's activities at Nagisa's request.
At Nagisa's request? Hifumi asked.
She felt that the previous exam was uncouth in retrospect, so she would like to discard its results. This time, she wishes to provide a fair exam, no strings attached. No expulsion, no strange obstacles in any way.
Koharu pouted. Well, if she really was sorry, she would just let us off the hook.
Consider this an opportunity to reinforce the knowledge you've learned. Or so I'd like to say. The real reason is because she lost her makeup exam papers and records of it were never recorded. She can't pass everyone here without proof, even as a Tea Party member.
That does make more sense, Hanako sighed. A bit unfortunate, but understandable given the circumstances. If she passed us without reason, there would be plenty of outrage about it being an abuse of power. That's the last thing she wants happening right now with the Tea Party's current state. Nagisa's presence earlier finally made sense to Azusa. She was just here out of formality. That mystery was solved.
Lastly, Sensei paused, hesitating to say the next words. We'll be having a new student join us. She should be here at any moment now.
That piqued Azusa's curiosity. Was this also Nagisa's doing? As if right on cue, there was a knock on the clubroom's door. Can I come in?
That's not Mika's voice.
Can I come in?
That's just Hifumi.
What voice do I give her, dude?
Can I come in?
I gotta give her the gal voice that I gave Chiaki that one time. Oh, this is Momota.
It really has been a while since we met up like this, huh? Didn't we meet outside the black market 2 days ago? Not so loud.
Oh, it's not Momota.
I met in the clubroom with everyone. That's true, it has been a while. It was like going back to school after summer break. My heart was racing. Really? It couldn't have just been me, right? Didn't you also find the walk back exciting? Even a little? Not particularly. Not particularly. Maybe a little.
Okay, so we've done a little more progress on this. I have nothing to add really. So we just got a little more development. The whole Makeup Work Club is here. Mika showed up, but we got a little cliffhanger type thing going on. So yeah, nothing really to add from the last part until we get a little more development with Mika and even the Makeup Work Club. We won't really have much to go off, so that's probably going to be it for now. Still an interesting read. I'm still looking forward to what's going to happen in the future. Yeah, I'm sure this will be updated again within the next couple of days, so maybe when this chapter's done or the second chapter gets a little bit of progress, I'll read up the rest. But for now, that's probably where I'll end this, so that'll be it. Bye!